How's it going, beautiful people? Sometimes you are playing a game going for number one on the global leaderboard when you notice that the top spots are full of hackers and realize that there's only one possibility: beat their high score with in-game mechanics. This is drifting past hackers to the global world record. I was scrolling through Steam looking for anything interesting to play and came across a game called Downtown Drift. I also noticed around 30,000 people placed on the current global leaderboard, with the global world record sitting at a score of 2,000,000,001,000,000, so I figured I would try to go for first place on the leaderboard. Downtown Drift, for those who don't know, is a game about drifting and avoiding getting hit while the cops chase after you. Your multiplier goes up by the amount of drifts you do and restarts if you hit almost anything at all. After every run, your score will be saved to the leaderboard. With a score of 2,000,001,000,000, it almost seemed impossible to reach first place on the leaderboard, but I decided to try anyway. This was my journey at trying to beat the current global world record. I started this game as a bet between me and my two brothers, with the first one of us to be able to reach the global world record winning the bet. We all played very casually while still aiming for the number one spot, and on my first run, I was able to reach 198th place on the global leaderboard and a score of 2 million within 2 hours and 13 minutes, with both of my brothers following close behind. I then reached 112th place, having a score of 10 million, with both my brothers placing ahead of me. But soon after, I placed in 56th place and had a score of 26 million within 1 hour and 42 minutes, getting one step closer to the global world record. But little did I know, the worst was yet to come. After grinding the game for multiple weeks and going for world record, we decided to take a break. After about a month of not playing, there were 5,000 new runs on the global leaderboard, pushing me back down to 59th place with still a score of 26 million. I was able to turn it around and bring my leaderboard ranking all the way down to 21st place with a time of 1 hour and 15 minutes and a score of 105 million, but I was just getting started. After grinding for multiple weeks, I was finally able to get my leaderboard ranking down to 15th place with a time of 1 hour and 27 minutes and a score of 305 million. This is where my ranking sat for a whole 2 months, as I tried to get it higher with no success, so I ended up taking another break from the game. When I finally returned to the game, I noticed that the second place on the leaderboard had to have hacked the game, as they were sitting at a total of 6 drifts, a multiplier of 5, and a playtime of 16 minutes and 6 seconds, which equals the score amount of 1.9 billion somehow. This was almost enough for me to quit the game, but then I got thinking, I might be able to find a way to break this game instead of playing it the intended way, so I got started searching for any way I could get my score up. I was having the hardest time discovering any sort of game-breaking glitch that could help me increase my score, and the game started to seem unbreakable. Some of you may know by now, I like to break games, and this game is no different. I used to think I could break any game I played, but this game was taking my hopes away, until I finally found the best method to always make it out of bounds without fail. Once out of bounds, there were certain things I needed to follow. Firstly, don't go too far out of bounds or you will fall off the map or lose your way back. Second, get my multiplier up as high as I could. And lastly, make sure I stay close to the map so I can end my run by crashing into the wall. I started by doing my multiplier and ended up getting it all the way up to 1000. I then did an infinite drift, which is where if you hit a drift just right, you will drift infinitely. I ended up with a score that showed I was going to receive 10 billion once I stopped drifting, but the value was so high that once I stopped drifting, it set my score all the way down to negative 2 billion, which won't even show up on the leaderboard at all. So I ended up wasting about an hour of my life, but that wasn't enough to stop me from getting first place. I did this multiple times looking for the sweet spot, but it wouldn't save my score as it was getting too high. After a long journey of trying to get to the global world record, I finally achieved it with a score of 2,062,033,408. I had a multiplier of 315, a drift count of 187, and a time of 31 minutes and 59 seconds, placing me in world record position, first place on the leaderboard. This was an insane achievement for me, as I've never placed first on the global world record of any game before, let alone against hackers. The whole journey was an experience I'll remember, that's for sure. I still have the current world record on Downtown Drift, but if you want to see just how I broke this game, let me know and I can do a detailed video on that. Well, anyway, that's gonna be it for me. I hope y'all did enjoy this video. It was a lot of fun to make. Please let me know if you want to see me break more games in the comment section down below. Also, I have more content planned for the future, so you'll want to stay tuned for that. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.